see you.
Nice to see you too. So much. The secretary was saying that you had just stopped in and you want to talk a little bit about your services.
Yeah. Well, real quick, when I was outside, I noticed you had a bunch of Tiger Woods stuff. Are you a big time golfer?
I am a big time golfer. I love golfing on the weekends. Whenever I find free time, I love to go out with friends. I try to take my kids out too to see,
Right.
what they're up to. Yeah.
What's your handicap?
My handicap, a good day about a 12.
Yeah.
Bad day.
You're better than me.
Bad day anywhere between like a 17 and mid 20. So
Yeah.
nowhere near Tiger Woods, but he's been coming off it recently.
Yeah. Jordan Spieth he's the new guy.
He is the new guy.
But yeah, I definitely wanted to talk to you today. I was curious to see if you had a few minutes to be able to talk about your current transportation needs.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to you about that.
Yeah, so I was speaking to Dan, one of your employees, and he said that you're currently looking to fill a void in shipments because you're opening 2 new plants. I believe one of them is in Dover and the other is in Harrisburg. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. 2, one in Dover and one in Harrisburg.
Well, I don't know if you know much about us as a company, but we're Choptake Transport. We started in 2004, starting with only a few employees, but we have grown exponentially since then. We are currently one of the leading 3PLs, which is a third-party logistic provider. We are a nationwide company. We have locations in Maryland as well as Dallas, Tampa, Denver, a few other major cities. And I think that we could definitely provide you a great service that will increase the productivity and efficiency to get your product from point A to point B.
Okay. So do you know a little bit about like the types of products that we need transportation needs for, like what we're going to be moving from?
Yes, I did a
these
little
new
research
plants?
on your company. From my understanding, you're a bottling company.
Yeah.
So one of your biggest products are water bottles, sports drinks, excuse me, teas, and other sort of drinks like that.
Yeah, exactly. So with these new plants, we really need to make sure that our products are able to get from point A to point B fast, efficiently, and we can track that they're getting there on time, because in this industry, if things arrive late, then
you're losing money.
you're losing money.
I completely understand.
Yeah, we need to make sure that
Well, I can guarantee you that if you were to use us as your primary transportation provider, that we would be able to benefit you compared to the current company that you're using.
Okay, yeah, so that's like one of our big things here. We actually currently use a provider located with these new plants. Our current provider is located near Delaware, so they're going to be able to access those needs and help us in this region. We actually use a few different providers since we're nationally,
Right.
since we're like growing, that we need people to be able to move water bottles and products from parts of the U.S., all over the U.S. So you being nationally and 3PL provider is great, but our current provider also is 3PL, and they do a lot of great things for us. And we've been using them actually for about 5 years now, and we've had very, very few late shipments in the past 5 years with them. And it's hard for me to say yes to you when I'm really, really happy with my current provider.
Right. Well, let me ask you, with your current provider, what are some of the things that you could, if you could pick one aspect about their operations or anything with their business that you do with them, that you could change or you'd like to improve?
Yeah, actually, it's a good question. There's really nothing that sticks out, but one thing is that I'd like to be able to track the company that we use isn't very, very hip with technology, and one thing that I'd love to be able to do is track the drivers and their phone and their phone usage, track GPS with their phone, so I can see hour by hour, day by day, minute by minute, second by second, where they're traveling. And also, I want to make sure that my drivers aren't driving too many hours.
Of course.
Because that's a big risk, falling behind the wheel, falling asleep behind the wheel.
Of course, we want to keep the drivers as well as the trucks and of course your inventory safe, because
exactly.
we don't want anyone getting hurt and we don't want anyone losing
More
money.
importantly, no one dying. That's
Right, and that would be terrible.
So, because these drivers, they love to make money and they love getting that overtime and
Right.
driving as much as they can. So, if you, our current provider, they have certain tracking systems that are able
Mhm.
to track like hour by hour,
Right.
maybe day by day, but we want to be able to see minute by minute, second
Right.
by second, the
Well,
finer details.
I think that one thing that's great with Chop Tank Transport is that we definitely have competitive advantage over these other companies
Mhm.
because we have a lot of technology that will allow us to track our drivers as well as many other things. I'll just talk about some of the few types of software that we have.
Okay.
We have we have our transportation management system, and we use cloud software. This allows tenders to load electronically. It offers status of existing orders, and it pulls accounting reports. So that's kind of like the back end of it, but not as much tracking as you were talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
But one of the very important tracking services that we do have is MicroPoint. So only 30% of drivers have a smartphone.
Yeah, see, they don't really have like that new iPhone, so it's hard to have that connectability
Right.
to connect to
Of
their
course.
device.
So MacroPoint allows is like the only software that allows to track 100% of the phones
Really?
of drivers. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So even if you have an old flip phone, like
Mhm.
back from like early 2000s,
Mhm.
we are able to track the driver wherever they go. If they're drifting off course, if they're going somewhere that they shouldn't,
Okay.
you would be the first person that would be able to know where they are.
And what is the name of this
It's
again?
called MacroPoint.
Okay. I just want to make sure I get that down.
Yeah, so it's 100% automated. It's and it provides real-time location tracking. And another thing that you could possibly that would definitely benefit you and provide us a competitive advantage over your current transportation
Mhm.
provider is called Locus Track. What this does, it's a GPS. It's another GPS type system, but
Yeah.
it also provides temperature monitoring
Ooh.
every 15 minutes. So like, it's like we know, like some of your products, you're starting off in Delaware, you might be driving to California. Let's say if the tractor goes into Death Valley, is 120 degrees. Let's say if the refrigeration stops working. Those
That's a
products
big-
could go
yeah.
spoiled.
That's a lot
So
of
you
money.
want to be able to know if there's a truck missing, if there's a truck that has faulty refrigeration, so then you could get that fixed as soon as possible, so then there's no problem with your product.
What do you guys do, sort of like a side question, you may not know the answer at this time, but if that was to come about, let's say you were driving along, and is this Locust Tracks, you said?
Yes.
Locust Tracks was able to see that refrigeration was stopped on the truck, what's the next step? Do you guys send out a technician to fix the issue? What do you do for the truck to make sure that I can ensure that my merchandise will get on time and it won't go bad or be spoiled?
Right, so one thing that we do before every shipment is we check to see that if there's faulty equipment,
Yeah.
just to
Okay.
just to make sure that everything's running smoothly. It's tough to
Ensure.
well, we do have insured. We do have a surety bond of $250,000 compared to the standard average of $75,000.
Okay.
So let's say if you do happen to lose product, that would cover the loss. But
Okay.
back to your original question, we try to do it beforehand because it's very difficult once there is a driver on the road. Let's say if they're in a very secluded place and technicians could be thousands of miles away, there really isn't that much that we can do in that type of situation.
Gotcha, that makes a lot of
Mhm.
sense, yeah. So, yeah, but that's something that has always crossed my mind.
Mhm, yeah, of course.
Currently, the people that we're with, we're not traveling huge distances, so we're not going hundreds and hundreds of miles. But if there was to be an issue with refrigeration, we honestly can't even track it now, so that is a great benefit to have,
Mhm.
that you guys would offer for us, yeah.
And another type of technology that we offer is called EchoSign. And what it does is it provides streamlines the onboarding process for carriers. So it just it provides quick loading and unloading of the product, and it ensures proper vetting for the 3PLs and its shippers. So it just increases the productivity as well as the efficiency between the different companies that work together.
Okay. And you said that was called EchoSign.
Correct.
So some of the technology that you guys offer are EchoSign, MacroPoint, and the last one was Track something?
It is called Locust Track.
Locust Track, okay.
Yes.
I just want to make sure I get all those down because I'm going to have to, just want to make sure I do some research into these different things. I just want to learn a little bit more.
Right.
You're touching, we don't have a ton of time because I got to get back to work. So
Yeah, you're a
just
busy
wanna-
man, I understand.
Yeah, I understand. You're probably going out to someone else too, so busy day. So I just wanted to touch base with that. But,
Well, let me ask you something real quick.
yeah.
Just based on hearing the advantages that our technology has, how we have a 250,000 surety bond.
Mhm.
Would you be possibly interested in to use us for a trial period to see if you would be happy with our products? Because I think that we could both agree this would be a sizable deal for both of us. I don't want you to be going into something blind without completely knowing how good our services are.
Mhm.
I'd be willing to offer a few trial shipments so then you can see the benefit of having us as a transportation provider.
Okay. I mean, trial periods are really, really great, and we've never honestly used a trial period, but like at home with like Comcast and like Verizon and switching back and forth, been just a good example of those trial periods. They usually show us a little bit of different benefits, but trial periods sometimes it's hard to exactly tell. It's too short of a period of time.
Yeah, I
So
understand.
I just was wondering if you could maybe give me like some kind of like numbers or figures to go off of, because I have right in front of me right now, actually, the price that I'm currently paying. And
Right.
I'm not gonna disclose that information to you, but I'd like to see where we fare and see, because with all these added bonuses, is it worth that additional money that it
course,
might
yeah.
be?
Well, one thing that right now I don't have all the sales numbers in front of me.
Okay,
But I can give you a rough estimate to a few places, specifically from those new locations that you just opened
yep,
up.
mhm.
And just take this in consideration.
Yeah, it's
This
just an
is a
average.
rough
very-
amount.
yeah.
If we do decide to move forward, we would hone in that
Yeah.
number and it would be much more specific.
Yeah. Mhm.
So a sales estimate from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania to, let's say Los Angeles would, I looked it up and did various analysis, and it's gonna be about $3,300 for a shipment.
Okay, so $3,300.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So-
then from your from your Dover bottling plant to Dallas, Texas, that would be just about $2,000.
2,000, okay. So, I mean, I think I need to I'm actually not always involved with the whole decision-making process,
Okay.
and I might need to go talk to some of the people on my team before
Yeah.
we move forward. But the trial period sounds like honestly a
Right.
great opportunity. But like I said, it's hard to tell exactly
Mhm.
what I'm getting for my money.
Now, who would be the people that you would speak to make this decision?
Yeah, actually, there's a few people, and one of them would be Jordan Saffron.
Okay.
Yeah, he's actually been with the company a lot longer than I have, and he's one of the high ups. He's actually our
Right.
CFO, so he works with a lot of
Okay.
our money stuff. And there's actually one other person. His name's Israel Ramirez. He also is involved with these kind of decisions. And basically, I just want to take all this information
Right.
about your technology
Of
systems
course.
and that kind of stuff and bring it back to them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it sounds like you guys are a great company. You're established in the field and you have a great reputation. I looked up a little bit about you guys
Mhm.
actually before you had come in, because that was one of our thoughts, was possibly switching providers and going
Right.
to someone that's more tech, quote unquote HIPAA technology.
Mhm.
It sounds like you guys definitely fit that bill. So
Well, let me ask you something. Would you be willing to possibly, let's say, would you be willing to go through this trial period, or is that something you need to work out with your?
I just need to talk to them, but I would say it's gonna fall through with the trial period. But after the trial period, I really don't know yet. Also, like you said, it comes down to some of those numbers that
Right.
you're sort of giving
Of
Ross
course.
for. I need to tone those in, talk with Jordan, because he's our CFO, and a lot of these decisions do go through him. And actually, Israel Ramirez is our CEO, so
Okay.
he'll be able, when I talk to them further, we'll definitely be able to see. But it sounds like with the refrigeration, with tracking the refrigeration, tracking the loading, tracking the drivers when they don't may not have
Mhm.
smartphones, all those types of things are all added benefits
Right.
that I see as a great added features that as we grow, we need these technologies, and as we travel further distances, even globally, you might say, that you guys might be a better suited company for us, so.
Right, yeah, I greatly appreciate that.
Yeah,
So
so,
let me see if this would work. Let's say, you talk to your, higher ups, Jordan and Israel.
mhm.
We have the trial period approved. Assuming that everything goes well with that, which I'm sure it is, because our reputation is extremely prominent, very good. You like the service. I'd like to try to set up a meeting with you, Israel, and Jordan to
Yeah.
try to establish some sort of deal if you guys
Before or after this trial period?
after. Just
After
so
the
then you
trial
make
period.
sure, because I don't want you to buy something you don't like. I
Yeah.
don't think that's fair to anyone.
So yeah, okay, yeah, I could definitely, they might actually might wanna meet before, if that's okay with you. Are you
Whatever's-
free during the week, like?
Whatever
I wanna,
works.
I actually am gonna meet with them later today, I'm gonna see them in the office actually,
Okay.
not too long, so. I think they both went out for lunch briefly, and I just stayed in here for lunch while we met, so.
Right.
If you know a little bit about your schedule this upcoming week, maybe next week.
How about this? Let me know when you're free, and I'll.
Actually,
clear-
do you have business cards? Can I give you one of mine to like, so I can keep in contact with you?
Yeah, sure.
Honestly, here, let me just, I have two. I'll give you one and you can write your information on the back of one of mine so that we can stay in contact.
Okay, that works.
So here, you can write your information on the back of this one, and then
Okay.
here's one of mine, so.
I think I might have one actually.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
You could just, here, this one, you can keep this one, and then I'll take this one.
Yeah.
Honestly, anything with your information on it works. Awesome, yeah, great. Got it,
Yeah.
yep.
But I'd definitely like to be in contact with you. Just please let me know whenever you're free. I will clear out my schedule in order to set up this meeting. But would you like to try to set up just a tentative appointment in the books so that we have just something like with,
Yeah, for
with our
sure. So
assistants?
during the week, best time is probably if I just stay in for lunch. I usually bring my lunch most days,
Yeah.
so if you wanna come around lunchtime, that'd probably be the best time.
How does
Any day of the week usually, but, I mean, I'd like to get this trial period running faster than sooner, and I'm gonna talk to them later today, and we're gonna have a board meeting tomorrow about this most likely, so.
Okay. How does the 24th sound?
The 24th, oh, that's great.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
24th of October, so it's not too far away.
Right.
That'll work for us.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I hope that Jordan and Israel like this deal, so then
Yeah.
we can all celebrate and go golfing sometime.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All
Right. All right.
Well, thank you, Elliot. I
Thank you.
appreciate you taking the time
Yeah.
to speak with me, and I
Yeah.
hope you have a great day.
I hope you do too.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.